they're two thieves who are stealing pleasure from each other. There is a kind of tenderness that Seema has to Ishita. And I'm wondering whether it was, when you were developing the character, what was Seema's attitude to Ishita? It's so nice that you saw some tenderness in that. So it was not an intentional thing, I think. Okay. Definitely that these two women have a good equation. They have a good working relationship. This I wanted to establish. Yeah. And the fact that they've been probably working together for some time, like it's an indeterminate kind of a time. Whatever. I would imagine 5-6 years. There's a comfort. Yeah, yes, definitely. To the extent that I think Seema also feels, I don't think Seema really thinks she's doing anything wrong. In my mind, Seema is transgressing because she's using, her space without her consent. Yeah. And Ishita is also transgressing. But I didn't want to worry about the right and wrong and the morality of it, because for me, they're two thieves who are stealing pleasure from each other. Firstly, I like the symmetry of these two women, that in my mind, they're both probably around 40. And they are whatever. One is a watcher, one is a watchee, one is an employer, one is an employee. So they're in that sense reflections. And the mirror for me is the only portal through which they can actually connect and have some kind of a fake, it's like a temporary equality, which is not at all there in the real world. So purposely, because I wanted, at least in my world, in this world of the film, I wanted Ishita to suffer because she has too much.
वो मुझे क्या बोल रही है? किसके साथ सोती है? और तू उसको सॉरी बोल रहा है? हाँ? वो हमको देख रही थी. वो हमको आईने में देख रही थी.
But when Ishita and Seema discover each other, they discover each other's shame, right? That's what I'm talking about, where they lash out at each other, they revert, and there's some primal fear at play. There's fear, like, this beautiful thing with Tilotama, like she literally spits, like it's so intense. And Seema reminds me, and Ishita calls it disgusting, and Seema reminds her she was repulsed, she cooked and she cleaned and she washed her underwear, and then she turns the knife. And this is where my early question came from. She reminds her that she's codependent on her. She was like, now you need me even to orgasm.
काम भी खुद के हाथ से करने को नहीं होता है. खुद से एक मर्द भी नहीं ला सकती. इसको ठंडा करने के लिए तेरे को मैं चाहिए.
सीमा!
Get out!
And it's very intense, it's very bitter, and I want to know how. Yeah, I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted to say those lines because I knew that the women who will be watching this are the Ishitas of the world and not the Seemas. And that's a big point. Yeah, and which is why I enter the film with Ishita and not with Seema. Because I felt a little bad. Because I felt like, why am I not entering the film with Seema? Why am I not starting with Seema? And it's because I'm luring in the Ishitas. That it's fine, safe, and it's okay to be like, oh my God, my body is having sex on my bed. And so then the audience is also like, oh my God, and we can all perform this. Oh no. But then to turn it around on its head, now you think Ishita doesn't know that Seema doesn't have space to have sex in her house. She should. We all know.
She's not thought about.
We all should know this because in our cities, we know how people live, or at least we should know. And I wanted to tell the Ishitas of the world, which include me, that this line was very important for me. That you have given me the keys. Because you cannot be asked to get up in the morning and open the door. Yeah? And teri chaddi tak to main dhoti. I show it. She actually hangs up her underwear in one shot because I wanted to show it. So space is so important, in the sense, who has the space for what? Who is allowed space? Which kind of bodies are allowed space? Right. And which kind of bodies can afford privacy? Right. So these were the issues, and I wanted to say that. And what happens quickly, I'll say, is that when they have that confrontation scene and they're fighting, they actually slip into their conditioning. Yes. Because it is the easiest thing to slip into your social conditioning, which may not necessarily be the most just thing. It may not be the correct thing to do. It may not be the moral thing to do, but it is the acceptable social thing to do. Badtameez, Gandhi. It's so easy to perform that outrage, where Kamal, the husband, is a stand-in for society, so they can feel it's okay. Yeah.
Subscribe to The Swaddle for more such videos.